Mike Moose walked away from the field to win the first race in our Roadhog Battery Blunderbust Report. Joe Lombardi created quite a smokescreen when his motor erupted a week later. Out of the smoke, but not into the clear, is Jason McGarry. He spins in Lombardi's oil, allowing Ed Bubba Zwickel to drive by into the lead. Bubba then held off Tom Pickerel at the finish. McGarry got redemption on World Championship Day when J.J. Johnson was disqualified for an illegal motor. It was McGarry's first win of the year. Already crowned Blunderbuss champ Kevin McCourt spun on a wet track last week, but nothing was going to rain on his parade.
Everything came together really good. We got good top 5 finishes all year long. This week and last week were our worst finishes all year long.
Lap traffic was a nemesis in this race. Chris Chirico was clipped by a lap car while taking the lead from Rich Hubbard. And with just 2 laps to go, leader Tom Pickerel is trapped by a back marker and spins, handing the victory to Ed Bubba Zwickel. And now, here's Art Mochi. A week later, it was like a Sunday drive, but on a Saturday for J.J. Johnson, he recorded his first win this season. Point leader Kevin McCourt finally picked up his first win last week in one of the fastest blunderbuss races in history.
The points mean nothing until I had
April. Tim Blank shot his blunderbuss through the smoke and held off Rich Hubbard for the win. As they say, it's age before beauty, right? Young Tom Pickerel slammed the backstretch wall early, forcing him to watch his pop Ron Pickerel hold off Scott Moran and Rob Gardner for the win in the best blunderbuss race of this young season. Captain Ron's ship was sunk early the next week. Lap traffic washed up in front of leader Bill Kipp midway through the race, allowing Chris Laspisa to sail by into the lead. Laspisa went on to dock his blunderbuss in victory lane for the first time ever. Here's what not to do in a blunderbuss: spin in front of the entire field. And this is what happens if you do. Not a pretty sight. Troy Ferdinando blew away the field from green to checker, only to be DQ'd for an illegal valve spring retainer. Defending champ Kevin McCourt was awarded the win.
All eyes have been focused on the
Blunderbust Report. Bill Wegman crunches Russell Savoy's number 32, leaving it looking more like a Fiat, while the rest of these 4,300-pound beasts slugged it out. Ed Bubba Zwickel held off Tom Pickerel for the win. And folks, Bubba was excited.
I felt him. He shook me loose a few times, and I just stepped out of it and got right back in it. But he's a clean racer. He's not a dirty guy. You know, he's hard. He's waiting for you to make a mistake. You know, I got to give the guy a lot of credit, you know.
A green to checker performance the following week by Joe Carraher. One problem, though. He was disqualified for an underweight racer, so the win went to points leader Rob Gardner. Gardner was moving through the field again 2 weeks ago. The 45 scored another top 5 finish, but no one could catch Jason McGarry after he passed Bill Wegman on lap 14. McGarry cruised to his first victory of 1995. Just like a vacuum, McGarry gets sucked into this wreck last week. Defending blunderbuss champ Kevin McCourt grabbed the lead from Rich Hubbard with 3 laps to go. And when Rob Gardner spun while moving through the top 5, there was no one left to catch the ultra-fast McCourt. Not even the blunderbuss division caught on as quick as the Legends cars at Riverhead Raceway. Art Mochi checks out the buzz. August has been red hot, and so has the Roadhog Battery Blunderbust Report. Rich Hubbard began the month by grabbing his second checker this year. Hubbard and a band of other drivers were playing jam car for point leaders Rob Gardner and Kevin McCourt a week later. Up front, pole sitter Troy Ferdinando kept Chris Laspisa and Tom Pickerel at bay to pick up his first official win of his career. While McCourt, Johnston, and McGarry struggled last week, point leader Rob Gardner was cruising through the field. He wrestled second away from Tom Pickerel, but there was no catching Ed Zwickel. Despite hitting the wall early, Bubba picked up his second win this year. The blunderbuss point lead has changed hands a few times. Right now, it's a dead heat between Rob Gardner and defending champ Kevin McCourt. But there may be a couple of other players in this mix before the season is done.
luck goes one way for us and another way for somebody else, we got a shot at it.
It's a tough run. Everybody's been consistent. You got to be right on top each week.
We thought we had to pick up the pace a little again, and we've been trying real hard. We had a couple weeks of bad luck.
I'm going to try and play it safe, but I'm going for more feature wins than I am the championship this year. That's my goal. I'm not really too worried about championship. I got that.
Season, but they continue to be one of the strongest divisions here at Riverhead Raceway. Lots of shiny new cars were on hand, but we all know that will change as the blunderbuss season progresses. Steve Diversely moved past the 12 of Chris Laspisa to take the lead the second time around. The drivers provided lap after lap of their patented three-wide excitement. And just when it looked like Diversely would run away from the field, Paul Johnston, Rob Gardner, and Tom Piccarell caught the 25 to make things interesting. Diversely just hung on to take his first win at the raceway.
Once I got out in front early in the race, I knew.
Rob Gardner is making the big leap from the Blunderbusts to the late models.
Kind of getting bored with the Blunderbust division and figured we'll try it with the big boys. We're in the process of building a late model, and hopefully we can continue our good luck streak and maybe get Rookie of the Year next year.
There's other movement to report in the Roadhawk Battery Blunderbuss report. 7th place point man Jim Clancy purchased Gardner's championship mount. After a hard-fought championship battle, series runner-up and 94 champ Kevin McCourt is also jumping ship. He bought Ed Stein's Charger. Bill Kipp sold his year-old Caprice, and two-time feature winner Troy Ferdinando will debut a new Thunderbird in 1996.
Today's Charger Report